Elena. Rivers worked double shifts at a diner on the edge of town to make rent for her and her 12-year-old son, Malik. They kept their small apartment tidy, paid the electric bill on time when they could, and smiled at neighbors even when smiles felt thin. Malik was bright, quiet, and loved to draw little cartoons of astronauts and cityscapes. He taped to the refrigerator. One afternoon, Malik walked into the corner store with a crumpled dollar to buy a snack after school. The bell chimed. He grabbed a bag of chips, and a clerk shouted, "Hey!" A woman pointed at him and said he'd tried to hide something. A police car pulled up. Two officers questioned Malik on the sidewalk, raised their voices, and before Elena could arrive, led him away in handcuffs for petty theft. The store clerk said the boy matched a recent suspect reported by another shop. No one asked whether he had money in his pocket. No one checked the bag's receipt. At the station, the lead officer treated Malik like an adult. He wrote a report that skimmed over details and added language, evasiveness, furtive behavior that leaned toward guilt. In court, the prosecutor relied on the clerk's shaky identification and a single low-quality surveillance snapshot that seemed to show a small figure near the counter. Malik's court-appointed attorney had 15 minutes to prepare. The judge set a bail amount Elena could not possibly pay. The trial was a blur, legal jargon, a jury tired from a week of cases, and a frightened boy who couldn't explain why he'd been scared. The defense pointed to inconsistencies. The store's register showed more sales that afternoon than accounted for, and a taped receipt from a different time stamped a purchase that matched Malik's description. The prosecutor brushed these aside as clerical errors. The jury convicted. Malik was sentenced to community supervision, and the conviction put a mark on his record. Elena lost a job opportunity because background checks looked for anything. Teachers treated Malik differently. He stopped drawing astronauts and started sketching jail bars. The law had done what it was supposed to do: follow evidence. But the way evidence was collected, presented, and believed had failed a child. Months later, a volunteer from a neighborhood advocacy group reviewed the case. She tracked down the store's digital receipt logs and compared them to the surveillance timestamps. The camera's clock was running fast. The footage the clerk swore showed Malik was actually recorded 20 minutes after the reported theft, when another customer had already left with the same item. The advocacy group pushed for a rehearing. Public pressure built. The prosecutor reluctantly agreed to vacate the conviction. The court cleared Malik's record, but it could not return the months of suspicion, the job Elena lost, or the morning she cried into a coffee cup thinking of what might have happened if she hadn't been there to fight it. The case ended with Elena and Malik walking out of a courthouse into bright sunlight. But their trust in the system was fractured. The injustice had been corrected on paper, not fully in life. The story of Malik and Elena became a quiet lesson in that town. Small errors, unchecked assumptions, and rushed procedures can upend ordinary lives. It showed how accountability from neighbors, paperwork checks, and one persistent volunteer matter, and how fragile justice can be when people stop asking simple questions. Please subscribe.